Good morning, children. Sairam. Welcome back to our science class. And today we are going to continue the chapter 6, How Plants Make Food. So, this is our part 2 session. Now, in part 1, what did we learn? So, let's do a quick recap of that. So, do you all remember what did we learn? Yes, we learned that plants are very important for all living things on earth because they are called as primary producers of food for all living things on earth. So we cannot imagine a world without plants. If there are no plants, what do we eat? Fruits, vegetables, rice, but all these we get from the plants. So plants are very important for all living things on earth. So we learned that how plants make food in chapter 6. We also learned that how some new words and about the scientist Jan Ingenhousz. So he discovered the process of photosynthesis. He discovered the process of photosynthesis. We also learned what is chlorophyll. That is why leaves are green in color. So when we go to a garden, when we look around the garden, most plants that we see are green in color, right? So they look green because of their green leaves. But these green leaves, do you know why the leaves are green? Yes, the leaves have a substance called chlorophyll. The leaves have a substance called chlorophyll. The leaves have a substance called chlorophyll. So that makes the leaves green in color. And did you know that non-green living things such as mushroom, Venus flytrap cannot make their own food? This is because chlorophyll is necessary for the chlorophyll is very important for the plants to make food. Then how does the mushroom makes the food? That I'll explain later on as we proceed to the lesson. And we also learned the process of photosynthesis. That is, how do plants make food? Plants make food by the process of photosynthesis. Now let's do a quick recap of the process of photosynthesis. So the process by which plants make their own food is called photosynthesis. So what is photosynthesis? Plants make their own food is called photosynthesis. Photo means light. Photo means light, not the tube light. It is sunlight. And synthesis means putting together. What they are putting together? That is sunlight, carbon dioxide and water. So they put together and they prepare their own food. That is called photosynthesis. Now leaves. So leaves use the water from the soil, carbon dioxide from the air and sunlight to make food. So what are the essential factors? Leaves, that is, they use water from the soil and carbon dioxide from the air and light energy from the sun. So it is all necessary to make the own food. It is all necessary for the plant to make their own food. So you know that humans also prepare. Your mom cooks food. So how does she cook food? So we need fire, water, vegetables to cook food, right? So similarly, to make their own food, plants also need some essential factors. So plants need gas stove, vegetables, no. So what are the essential factors? Yes, water, as I said, light energy, then carbon dioxide from the air, then some nutrients from the soil. So these are the essential factors for the plants to make their own food. Now these plants, they have a tube. They have a tube that is called xylem. That is called xylem, which is located throughout in the stem, So there is a small thin tube that is located in the stem of the plant. Now what this tube, the water, so plants have tubes, I said, which is called xylem. It is located in the stem, through which the water from the ground. So when the plant gets water, the root absorbs the water, and what it does, yes. So what we do when we put a straw in a glass of juice, we started sucking the juice, and the juice enters to our stomach and to all parts of our body. So same way, plants also have a tube. So through this tube, the plant sucks the water, sucks the liquid, that is sucks the water, and it passes through the stem, leaves, and transport all vital nutrients to the entire plant. It passes through the tubes, to the leaves, to the flowers, and to the entire plant through this tube that is present in the stem. So it is like a blood vessel in the human body. We also have blood vessels in the human body. So our blood also passes throughout our body through these veins. Okay, through these veins or blood vessels. Now, leaves on the plants have pores. Leaves on the plants have pores, like how we have pores in our skin. So leaves also have pores, which is called stomata. So these pores are called as stomata. So this stomata is responsible for the exchange of gases. So the carbon dioxide which is present in the air, which is responsible for photosynthesis. So it enters the plants through these stomata, and oxygen also comes out from the same stomata. So leaf has a green color component called the chloroplast. They have a green color component called the chloroplast. So once the carbon dioxide and water reaches the chloroplast, so once the carbon dioxide and water reaches the chloroplast, so where is the chloroplast? It's in the leaves. When it reaches the chloroplast, so the carbon dioxide and water, when it reaches the chloroplast in the presence of sunlight, And this process is called photosynthesis, and they start making the food. So carbon dioxide plus water plus light energy gives out oxygen and glucose. And glucose, that is carbohydrates or some sugar. So these three things are essential. These three things are essential factors to prepare the food, and they give out oxygen, and the sugar is formed in the plants. Now these extra glucose that is present in the plants, it is stored in the fruits, leaves, stem, roots. Okay, it is present in the fruits, leaves, stems and roots, and some seeds also. So it is also used to perform photosynthesis when there is no sunlight. Now this oxygen, when it is given out by the plants, these oxygen get mixes in the air. When the oxygen when is given out by the plants, it is mixed in the air. It mixes in the air. So the oxygen that is released is used by the human beings. So we all breathe oxygen. We take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide. And who needs carbon dioxide? Plants. And who needs oxygen? Living beings. That is human and all living beings. So that is why we should grow more plants so that we get fresh air. Fresh air means fresh oxygen we get from the that is given out by the plants. We get from the air. That is why we go to the garden and do exercise, do breathing exercise, so that we get fresh air for our body. Okay, now this is what we learned. Now let us Now let's see, why do plants and animals depend on each other? So why do plants and animals depend on each other? Yes, living things like animals, plants, human beings, all living things use oxygen from the air. So where is the oxygen? It is present in the air. So we all use oxygen from the air to breathe. Now what we give out? Carbon dioxide. So these plants take the carbon dioxide and give out oxygen. Got it? So living things, living beings, all living things, so they give out oxygen, which is used by the plants to make their own food. And these plants give out oxygen, which is present in the air. And these oxygens are used by the living things for breathing. So during photosynthesis, these leaves take in that carbon dioxide from the air. Okay, this shows that animals, human is also an animal, is an animal. So this shows that animals depend on plants for oxygen, and plants depend on animals for carbon dioxide. Okay, that is why plants and animals are dependent on each other. Now, we have already studied about the food chains. So, what is food chain? So, do you remember? Yes, food chain is nothing but where a small animal is the food for a larger animal. which in turn is the food for an even larger animal. Example is fly. Have you seen a butterfly, grasshopper? It is eaten by a frog. So frog is a small animal. Okay, and who eats the frog? Yes, the frog is eaten by a larger animal. So which is larger than the frog? They come and eat the frog. Okay, so this is called food chain. Small animals eaten by little bigger animal, little larger animal, and this larger animal was eaten by a very larger animal. This is called the food chain. Now, we have already studied about the food chain in the earlier standards, I think. So, there are three categories, that is herbivores, carnivores and omnivores. Herbivores means the animals which eat only plants, and carnivores means the animals which eat herbivore animals, and omnivores means which they eat both plants and animals. So all animals therefore depend on plants for food. All animals therefore depends on plants for food. So in nature, a balance is maintained between the number of plants and animals. Because there is balance, plants get enough carbon dioxide to make food and animals get food and oxygen from the plants. So, plants are called as primary producer. Plants are called as primary producer of food for all the living things on earth. And so do you know what are called consumer? We have primary consumer, secondary consumer and tertiary consumer. This is all you will learn in the higher standard. Let me give you a small definition. That is, producers means plants. Plants are called as primary producers. Okay, so because they make their own food, that is why plants are called as primary producers. And what are consumers? They are called as animals. So animals are called as consumers. So because they do not make their own food, they depend on others. That is, they depend on plants and other animals for food. So that category is herbivores, carnivores and omnivores. And now, yes, as I said, we have to balance the nature to see that plants get enough carbon dioxide to make food and animals also get food and oxygen from plants. So the balance in nature will be disturbed. The balance in nature will be disturbed if the number of plants or animals increases or decreases. Increases or decreases greatly. If there are no plants also, balance will be, the nature will be disturbed. If there are more animals also, the nature will be disturbed. So there should be a balance in nature. So that is why we should protect nature to make sure that the balance is not disturbed. Okay, now in the next video, we will learn how we will do some experiments. That is, how a leaf, to test a leaf for starch and show that the light is needed for the photosynthesis. So we are going to test what? That light is needed for photosynthesis. Okay, and so we'll be continuing again our lessons in the next video. So until then, stay home, stay safe. Bye bye, children.